Hajimemashite, minasan.
We hope that you're having a really nice day, and we'd like to welcome you to Anime Trends. And as always, we'll talk about all the trending topics from our favorite anime shows. But wait! Before we start slashing our way into today's topic, we'll recommend that you subscribe to the channel first, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up for more content, as well as check out our other videos on the description below. So, without further delays and a brief warning for spoilers, let's dive into the world of Kimetsu no Yaiba. We all know and love this anime. It is downright awesome! And we all love the characters that Kohoyaro Gotoge, the creator of Kimetsu no Yaiba, has written for us. Of course, as we enjoy the show to the fullest and slowly get to know the badass characters that the anime has to offer, as well as some waifus, we start wondering, who's the strongest demon slayer? In Demon Slayer? Well, Tanjiro is strong, Yosuke too, Zenitsu as well, and the Hashiras are undoubtedly strong. And of course, the gender-shifting Michael Jackson is just straight up OP. But what if I told you that they are not the strongest? In fact, the strongest demon slayer in Demon Slayer is none other than the first sun-breathing style user, Yoriichi Sugikuni, who'd later be hinted to be the one that is so powerful that even the Demon King feared him. Now, apart from all the strong Demon Slayer characters we got introduced to, Yoriichi is the strongest known Demon Slayer in the entire series and possibly the most powerful human that will ever exist in Kimetsu no Yaiba. Not only being born with the Demon Slayer mark, the innate ability to use transparent world, a bright red Nichirin blade, selfless state, and knowledge of breathing styles, but also a godlike physique and innate swordsmanship talent. This guy is just a straight-up powerhouse. It's either he's just so lucky with the dice rolled by God himself, or he's some dude that got isekai'd into the world of Kimetsu no Yaiba. Also, Yoriichi is so powerful that Muzan feared him, and in quite a literal manner. Likewise, Muzan is feared as a demon king, and all the demon slayers tremble beneath his presence. Yoriichi, on the other hand, reverses that, since he just straight up beat Muzan to the point where he flashbacked into his gender-shifting journey. Now, before we jump into why Yoriichi is known as the strongest, let's first take a look at the reason why he became a demon slayer, or more specifically, his story. In spite of all the interesting happenings in Kimetsu no Yaiba, not much is known about Yoriichi. Guess one ability he didn't have was socialization. Aside from that, we do know a bit about Yoriichi. First, he's a loving child with a mother, an unknown father, and an older brother. Unlike other characters, Yoriichi was born special. He already bore talents to kill demons the moment he came into the world, so much so that he has beaten an experienced demon slayer in battle at such a young and ripe age. He also seemed to be well composed, well spoken, and well reserved most of the times. He's also superhuman in every way. He was smart, he was strong, and he was talented. Moreover, he has some interesting abilities that allowed him to battle and kill multiple demons at such a young age. In an era where demon hunters can barely lift the sword against the demons, he's also the first demon slayer to ever use breathing techniques, in which he created the sun breathing technique, thus hinting that he's already an innately talented swordsman. In spite of his achievements, he has promised his older brother, Michikatsu Sugikini, that he'll help him become the strongest samurai as he wished, and that he'll be behind him as a second. However, this didn't turn the way they wanted it, because Michikatsu soon becomes a demon, hoping to surpass Yoriichi. They'd later confront each other, but despite Michikatsu's demonic power, Yoriichi at age 85 still nearly beat him with one strike, till Yoriichi took his final breath before he can move again. Yoriichi seemed to value his relationship to the extent where he'll sacrifice himself for them, or make a sacrifice out of them to save them from themselves. Also, the Hanafuda earrings that Yoriichi wears was created by his mother, Akino Tsukikini, which is actually the same one that Tanjiro is currently wearing in the anime. Yoriichi loved his mother, so much so that he took care of her dearly until the day her sickness took her away. Aside from his family, Yoriichi had a wife and an unborn child. His wife, Uta, was a talkative girl that he had met when he was younger, till they got together, and she carried Yoriichi's first child. However, as she was about to go into labor, Yoriichi went to get the midwife to help carry on through the labor. However, Uta and their unborn child, under unfortunate circumstances, was killed by a demon. This caused Yoriichi to grieve for 10 days, where he didn't eat nor drink for the remainder of the days, yet he seemed unaffected by the hunger and thirst he experienced. After his time grieving, he encounters Muzan, who was instantly beaten because of Yoriichi's superhuman capabilities, innate abilities, and unmatched swordsmanship. At this time, Yoriichi sensed the duty and destiny he had, which was to kill Muzan, the Demon King, which led the Demon King's fear of his Hanafuda earrings and the man himself. As for the Hanafuda earrings, Yoriichi would later give them to Sumiyoshi, a close acquaintance and apprentice of Yoriichi. This would later be passed on in the Kamado family till Tanjiro inherits it. Finally, with his last fight against his own older brother, even with an apparent blindness and old age, he still had the same power he had at his prime until Yoriichi took his final breath while still standing. So, for those of you unfamiliar with the abilities mentioned, we'll go over them one by one and discover how powerful Yoriichi was. Let's start with the Demonslayer mark. It's a mysterious birthmark or tattoo that instantly appears on a Demonslayer that has faced a life-threatening situation and is supposedly related to the first sun-breathing user. When trained enough and understood by the user, it enhances the physical capabilities of its bearer. Just imagine it as some sort of Super Saiyan form. Also, if Yoriichi can't be proven to be strong enough, he's actually the first one to ever bear the mark. Additionally, he was born with it, and he's certainly the one to pass it onto the generation of Demon Slayers to come. Next, the transparent world. If breathing styles weren't enough to give the beating style, there's the transparent world, which grants you the ability to X-ray. Whether be it to look into someone's undies or to look for some weak points against the enemy, the transparent world is a truly difficult skill to master, and it'll take years for someone to train before they'll be able to use it. That is, if you weren't born with it. And yes, Yoriichi was born with the innate ability to use transparent world. This was one of the abilities he used to easily overpower Muzan the moment they met each other. Third, the bright red Nichirin sword. We all know the power scaling when it comes to the color of the Nichirin swords. Likewise, Yoriichi's Nichirin sword is naturally strong due to him bearing the Demon Slayer mark and the sun-breathing style. Though his sword's color is black, he's the only Demon Slayer to ever turn his Nichirin sword to a bright red at will. If you didn't know what the bright red Nichirin sword does, it'll grant the user regeneration powers on the same level of an upper-ranked demon and add a greater slicing power against demons, making Yoriichi extremely powerful and nearly immortal. Lastly, the selfless state. Just like the transparent world, Yoriichi was born with the ability to use selfless state, which is quite similar to transparent world. Whereas transparent world sees through physical objects, the selfless state sees through the spiritual composition of an object, which includes emotions, aura, or fighting spirit. It's the highest fighting technique that a warrior could ever achieve, and Yoriichi totally saw through it. In summary, Yoriichi's undoubtedly the strongest Demon Slayer to ever live. If you want to know how strong, it'll be to the point where all the Upper Moon demons have to gather just to stop him. Though Yoriichi is yet to fully appear in the anime, we do get a glimpse of his character from time to time. He is seemingly idolized by everyone despite knowing very little about him. Additionally, this guy looks badass, with his black and red long hair, with his red haori and black hakama. You can totally sense that Yoriichi means business when it comes to demon hunting. In conclusion, Yoriichi Sugikuni is the Arima Kisho of the Kimetsu no Yaiba universe. Now, thank you for reaching the end of the video. We hope that you liked the topic we shared with you today. If you want more videos just like this, then don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to help us keep making more. Finally, arigatou gozaimasu.
And sayonara, minasan.
We wish you an awesome day.